Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, we are looking more at this weekend's severe weather threat that's going to be panning across the central United States and the Mississippi Valley. The central United States and the Mississippi Valley. This is the day 2 severe thunderstorm outlook. This is for Friday, April 14th. As you can see here, it is still a slight risk for severe thunderstorms. It was moved slightly more north within the latest update, and we haven't gotten in those individual risks of tornadoes, hail, and wind. As you can see there, that slight risk is for Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. We also have 2 areas of a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms, where you could also see some isolated storms that could pose the potential for some small hail and damaging winds. We do have a chance for tornadoes, not a big chance, but definitely a small chance for tornadoes there within that area of northern Oklahoma going into the eastern half of Kansas on Friday. For that wind threat, we do have a 15% chance for damaging winds here across Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska, and we do have a chance for hail with this as well. This is a significant risk for potential of upwards of baseball-sized hail within that kind of a hatched area. You can see this kind of black area. That's where you could see upwards of baseball-sized hail as a potential for Friday. Now, here's the day 3 severe thunderstorm outlook. You can see here we have another slight risk for severe thunderstorms. This one a lot more widespread than Friday. This is for Saturday, April 15th. This goes all the way from northern Louisiana up there into central Illinois. For the potential for severe weather here on Saturday, we also have a large-scale moderate marginal risk in effect here from southeastern Texas all the way up there into southern Wisconsin. So quite a threat here for Saturday, April 15th. And you can see here we have another significant chance. I think this will be also for hail and potential damaging winds across southern Missouri going into portions of northwestern Louisiana. Now for today, we actually have an enhanced risk for severe thunderstorms across southern Georgia. This is a tornado-driven threat for today on Thursday, April 13th. So if you have those ways to get those tornado warnings throughout this afternoon and evening, you can see here we have a 10% chance for tornadoes across southern Georgia, a 5% chance for tornadoes surrounding that, and even going to eastern, southeastern Alabama, and another 2% risk for tornadoes, which is very widespread. And this is for this kind of tropical type system making landfall across the southeast, bringing a lot of rain, and also this chance for tornadoes today. You might see some damaging winds in some storms today, and not much of a big chance for hail, but it is a possibility. Here we are looking at the latest ARRR model reflectivity. This is throughout today. You can see this tropical like system with quite a strong low pressure system. You see all of this precipitation spinning around this low pressure system that just came off from the Gulf of Mexico. And this is what's bringing these storms today across the panhandle of Florida, going to Alabama and Georgia. Throughout this afternoon, you're going to see gradual storm development going throughout southern Georgia, where we do have that main tornado threat. And you can see these storms kind of move northward. You can see some more cells also developing behind those. And this is just, again, gradually throughout the afternoon. So when I post this video, you are going to start seeing those storms develop throughout southern Georgia. And those storms will also go throughout the evening hours. The Carolinas may see a stormy overnight there, as you can see those cells just going throughout the Carolinas. But I think the main tornado threat throughout this afternoon will be about 3 p.m. upward into around 6 p.m. So that's your main tornado threat timing for these storms. Now for Friday's threat of severe weather, we are looking at again the future reflectivity on radar. You can see here, this is the ARRR model at about the 12Z run. And again, they moved this slight risk a lot more northward because of these storms looking to develop a lot more northward than expected. You can see one of those cells start to develop throughout the later afternoon hours. It's going to be about 5 p.m. So you are going to start seeing that storm development. That cell right there is going to be your main hail threat for tomorrow on Friday. You could see there already some hail on it with future reflectivity. That will be a very strong cell if that verifies. And you kind of see that cluster of thunderstorms develop right after. That's that cold front right behind it. There's also going to be a lot of cap in the area preventing some storms from developing. So you're only going to see 1 or 2 storms, and then you're going to see kind of a cluster of thunderstorms, which will bring more of a damaging wind threat, maybe some small hail, And I think the tornado threat will not be very high at all for tomorrow, given that we will have a lot of cap in the area preventing those storms from developing. We will also overall not have a ton of shear with these storms as well, and with that kind of mixture of the cap and not as much shear, you're just not going to see much of a tornado threat at all for Friday. But definitely I wouldn't be surprised to see a tornado chance or two, given that we do have still a little bit of shear out there for these storms to kick up on. But again, dew points are rather low with this setup on Friday. I think we will have a much bigger of a tornado threat on Saturday. And looking at Saturday's setup, you can see this giant blob, and this is what's called a trough. You can see all the shear that we're looking at, all these colors. This is shear within the atmosphere. So these are kind of winds crossing over each other, which creates vorticity, which could definitely increase the tornado threat. So you can see here we're seeing a lot of shear within the atmosphere as this system starts to pull eastward. This is going to bring again a bigger tornado threat than Friday for Saturday's setup, as we are going to see some cells develop. And then I believe we are going to see more of a damaging wind threat through the overnight hours. So kind of a classic low pressure severe thunderstorm setup. You can see here surface base CAPE values, which is convective available potential energy. This is the energy that thunderstorms take up to develop and keep moving. And we are going to have a ton of shear down here in northeastern Texas, producing upwards of 4,000 joules per kilogram. And when this CAPE is highest, you are going to see that bigger hail threat within those thunderstorms. Eventually, a lot of those storms take up a ton of that energy, and then those storms will be moving eastward or northeastward, bringing a hail threat, severe wind threat, and also a tornado threat with this. Looking at some of these holder graphs, they do look quite curved as well, which does point towards a definite tornado threat we will see for Saturday. And looking at significant tornado parameters, I think the bigger tornado threat will be much more further south, down here in Arkansas and Louisiana. You can see here about the significant tornado parameters, or the higher parameters are down further south. But there will also be another tornado threat up here, not as big, but definitely a little bit of an isolated tornado threat for a northward mode and the southern mode. If you did enjoy the update on this upcoming severe weather this weekend, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you are new and turn on post notifications, you won't miss a single upload or live stream on the channel. Make sure to share this video with any friends or family that may be affected and might be wanting more information on the severe weather this weekend. We will have more details on Saturday's storm setup in tomorrow's video, so stay tuned for that. But as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.